Beloved soul, you did not arrive here by accident. There is a reason your spirit felt drawn to this moment, to these words, to this divine encounter. Heaven has been watching the battles you never spoke about. God has seen the tears you wiped away before anyone else noticed. And today, He sends a message not of coincidence, but of confirmation. You have been misunderstood, misjudged, overlooked, but never, ever abandoned. There were seasons when you prayed and the silence felt louder than thunder. Nights when you wondered if anyone in heaven could still hear your voice. You kept believing while everything around you tried to convince you to quit. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still chosen. There were doors you begged God to open. You fasted, you believed, you waited. And when those doors remained closed, you thought you had failed. You thought maybe you weren't worthy. But hear this now, chosen one. Some doors were closed not to reject you, but to redirect you. Because what you called rejection, God called protection. What you called delay, God called divine preparation. What you called loss, God called repositioning. Remember David, overlooked by his own family, forgotten in the fields while others were considered for greatness. Even his father did not see him as king material. But while man overlooked him, God anointed him. While others trained for approval, David trained in secret with lions and bears. His process was hidden, but his destiny was unstoppable. You too have been in the hidden place. You've been shaped in silence, strengthened in solitude, refined in seasons nobody clapped for. People saw your absence and assumed your weakness, but heaven saw your isolation and called it preparation. There are battles you fought that nobody applauded. There were moments when you held yourself together only because God was holding you. And even when you felt broken, you never walked away from Him. That's not weakness, that is evidence of calling. You have been in the valley, but valleys produce depth. You have been in the fire, but fire refines. You have been in the storm, but storms reveal power. Some of you listening right now are standing at the edge of exhaustion. You're tired of being strong, tired of believing, tired of hoping. But hear this gently and clearly. The pressure you feel is not because you're losing, it's because something is about to shift. The enemy always attacks hardest when he knows he's running out of time. Think about Lazarus, dead, buried, 4 days gone. Everyone assumed the story was over. But when Jesus arrived, He didn't argue with the grave, He commanded life. What they thought was final became testimony. What looked irreversible became miraculous. And you are standing in that same moment, where hope feels buried, where dreams feel silent, where answers feel delayed. But God is about to call your name. You have been in a season where people walked away, support disappeared, conversations changed, energies shifted, and you wondered why. But God had to remove distractions so you could recognize His voice. Some connections were not sent by Him. Some paths were never part of the plan. He is not punishing you. He is positioning you. There is a door forming in the spirit realm right now, a door no human can close, a door that doesn't require permission from people who doubted you, a door that doesn't depend on approval from those who walked away. This door carries divine timing, divine favor, and divine alignment. But understand this, elevation always comes after isolation. Calling always comes after crushing. Purpose always comes after pressure. The oil only flows after the olive is pressed. You have been pressed, you have been stretched, you have been tested, and yet you did not surrender your faith. Heaven has taken notice. There are blessings being arranged behind the scenes, conversations you don't know about, opportunities forming in places you never imagined, people God is aligning who will recognize your worth without explanation. You won't have to beg in the next season. You won't have to convince. What belongs to you will locate you. You are entering a season where clarity will replace confusion, where peace will replace anxiety, where confirmation will replace doubt. But you must remain faithful, not because it's easy, but because you are chosen. Chosen does not mean favored without pain. Chosen means trusted with process. Chosen means selected for purpose. And your story is not ending in survival. It is transitioning into testimony. Beloved, if you are still listening, it is because something inside of you recognizes truth. Not emotion, not hype, but truth. There is a resonance happening in your spirit right now that cannot be explained with logic. Because this message is not for everyone. It is for the ones who have survived what should have destroyed them. You didn't just go through pain, you walked through fire without becoming ashes. You endured betrayal without becoming bitter. You faced isolation without losing your faith. That is not normal strength. That is supernatural preservation. There were moments you almost walked away. You won't admit it publicly, but God knows. You questioned everything, your purpose, your prayers, your worth, your future, and yet something inside of you refused to die. That small flame you thought was barely alive was actually the very evidence that God was still with you. Because when God places a calling on someone's life, He guards them even when they don't understand the protection. You thought you were being delayed, you thought you were being ignored, but in reality, you were being hidden. And understand this, God hides what He values. He protects what carries destiny. He separates what carries purpose. Joseph was hidden in the pit before he was revealed in the palace. Moses was hidden in the wilderness before he stood before Pharaoh. David was hidden behind sheep before he stood before giants. Jesus himself was hidden for 30 years before the world heard his voice. Your hidden season was not punishment, it was incubation. There are things God could not release to you earlier because you were not ready yet. Not because you were weak, but because the weight of what is coming requires maturity, discernment, and spiritual depth. You've been learning to survive without applause. You've been learning to trust God without proof. You've been learning to walk by faith without validation. That kind of discipline is rare. That kind of faith is dangerous to darkness. The enemy did not fight you because you were weak. He fought you because you were becoming powerful. There were attacks on your mind, attacks on your peace, attacks on your identity, attacks on your energy. But notice this, you're still here. That's not coincidence, that's calling. There are blessings reserved for you that cannot be accessed by anyone else. Assignments only your hands can complete. Lives only your voice can reach. Doors only your obedience can open. And now the season is shifting. The confusion is lifting. The fog is clearing. The heaviness is breaking. The silence is ending. God is not about to do something small in your life. He is about to do something that will require explanation. People who overlooked you will suddenly notice you. Opportunities you didn't chase will suddenly find you. Connections you didn't force will suddenly align. Favor you didn't earn will suddenly surround you. Not because of luck, not because of timing, but because of obedience. You stayed when it hurt. You believed when it was hard. You prayed when it felt pointless. You trusted when it felt silent, and heaven recorded every moment. There are tears you cried that nobody saw, but God collected them. There are prayers you whispered that nobody heard, but God answered them. There are battles you survived that nobody knew about, but God honored you for them. And now the turning point approaches.